This episode is brought to you by Fandango. People say fans are too distracted these days, but the truth is, when a great movie hits the screen, you show up. You stay glued, invested, part of the story. And without fans like you, there'd be no cinema magic, no shared moments. So head to Fandango.com to get tickets, stream, or rent or buy top movies and series. Fandango loves fans.
Ugh, you said you were over him, but his hoodie is still in your rotation. It's time. Grab your phone, snap a few pics, and sell it on Depop. Listed in minutes, with no selling fees. And just like that, a guy 500 miles away just paid full price for your closure. And right on cue.
Hey, still got my hoodie?
Nope, but I've got tonight's dinner paid for. Start selling on Depop, where taste recognizes taste. List now with no selling fees. Payment processing fees and boosting fees still apply. See website for details.
This podcast is the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.
Welcome to the Gundam Lorecast, where we take a deep dive into the Mobile Suit Gundam series, such as the multiple timelines, mobile suits, characters, and so much more. Welcome back, pilots, to another episode of the Gundam Lorecast. I'm one of your hosts, Brandon, or also known as Ben of Temeria, and always with me is my good friend, Jesse.
How's it going, everybody?
And today, just like the last couple episodes, we are bringing you more mobile suits from Gundam Breaker Mobile, because we went over the protagonist mobile suits that we get if you play the game. We went over Sana's mobile suits last week. So obviously, if you know the story, and or if you don't, that's fine. But we are going over Touma's mobile suits, who is your teammate / rival through Gundam Breaker Mobile. And, oh my god, I will tell you, one of these mobile suits that we're going to go over, which we go over 4, is... It was terrible to fight in the game because it was nigh impossible to beat because of where I was at level-wise for my parts. And oh my god, I despised it with a passion. So, the first one we're going over is the Kaiser Buster. So the Kaiser Buster is obviously a gunpla in Gundam Breaker Mobile. The Kaiser Buster is a mixed build gunpla built from the torso, head, and arms of the Buster Gundam and the kit batch with the legs and backpack of the Jesta Cannon, also borrowing accessories from both other Earth Alliance G Project mobile suits, aka Seed mobile suits. So, oh my god, my niece is just yelling in her room. So, it is built for sustained mid-range blasting with heavy beam weapons, supplemented with thrown hand grenades. Yes, it uses grenades because grenades are great.
Yeah.
They're great. I need to increase my gain a little bit. All right. So, armaments, we have the 220mm 6.2 missile pod. This is mounted on both shoulders with the Kaiser Buster arms, though they go unused in-game, which is very what's the word I'm looking for?
Unfortunate.
Yes, that word. We have hand grenade, which is a total of 12 throwable hand grenades, with 3 enclosed within 4 separate grenade racks mounted on both sides of the hips and lower legs. We have a beam cannon, which is a large beam cannon is mounted over the right shoulder, attached to the Kaiser Buster's backpack, which is coming from the Buster, because the Buster is all weapons.
Yep.
Specifically, a lot of armaments. We have the quadruple missile launcher. So this is a 4-barreled multi-person launcher, which is mounted on the Kaiser Buster's backpack, extending over the left shoulder. As implied by its name, the launcher is not only for dealing damage, but it can also be loaded with special rounds, such as flares, depending on the combat situation. We have its beam saber, which is a standard beam saber taken from the Hakushiki. Is a handheld for use for melee weapon in close combat. It is also used as the saber's Royal Heart EX skill to cleave through enemies for large damage. Then we have the 60mm high energy beam rifle. This is taken from the Aegis Gundam, which is a primary range weapon for the Kaiser Buster, which Aegis obviously is one of the G Project mobile suits. And then we have the anti-beam shield. So this is stated to be mounted on the left forearm. Is taken from the Ale Strike Gundam. The Kaiser Buster only deploys with a shield when faced with as an opponent. When taken as in a sport role, it deploys without a shield. And in some appearances, the shield is also unpainted, remaining as its standard colors. Which is really weird because, like, the Kaiser Buster... I'm trying to remember if this gunpla... what color it was. I think it was mainly green, if I recall. It's been a minute.
This one I did not play, so I will have to look. Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
it's mainly green, I think.
It's more white than green, but it's white with green and red accents.
Yeah, okay. And then with its history, the Kaiser Buster was piloted by Touma during the stint at Sokai's Academy's Gunpla Club captain, and he would use it during the regional inter-high school preliminary tournament. Soon after the tournament, when Touma transferred to Gokusud High School, he built the Code Phi for competitive play, and his Kaiser Buster now sees little use. And we'll get into Code P here in a minute because, oh my god, I don't like it. All right, and then with notes and trivia, the Kaiser Buster uses either the Haro or Garmazabi AI depending on the mission. It is not known where the Kaiser Buster mounts its beam saber, as both the mobile suits is based on do not mount any melee weapons in their standard configurations, which is true. The Kaiser or the Buster and the Jesta don't use melee weapons. It's all specifically range weaponry because they're support units. So that's what they are. So they don't need like close range combat weapons whatsoever. In the Code Phi, which is a gunpla appearing in the video game. Oh, wait. No, that's the next one we're going into is Code Phi. I thought that was parts of some trivia for a second. So yeah, that's the Kaiser Buster. Nothing too crazy on it. It is literally just a modified Buster. That's all it really is.
It's not like it's anything nothing super special.
No.
It's just the Buster with extra steps.
Pretty much. Now, the Code Phi... I'm getting flashbacks. So this is a highly customized gunpla built and piloted by Touma Eisen. It is based on the Gundam G Self, and the Gundam G Self Perfect Pact. It also uses parts from the Unicorn Gundam 02 Banshee. It is mentioned as one of the strongest gunpla participating in the inter-high school tournament. Let me tell you, this gunpla is a nightmare. It was a nightmare to fight in game. Oh my god, I couldn't tell you how many weeks I was stuck on just this one fight just to get past it. It was a nightmare. I despised it with a burning passion.
Fair enough.
Anyway, getting into its ornaments, it has the Head Vulcan, which obviously our Head Vulcans are mounted to deal damage to opponents, or head-mounted Vulcans. The beam rifle, which is a handheld beam projectile weapon, is based on the G Self's Towasagan beam rifle. We have the beam saber, which the Code Phi comes with 2 beam sabers stored inside the collar recharge racks. It uses them to perform its assassination EX skill. Because that's not terrifying. Yeah. And by the way, it's that was terrifying when it used in game too. Not fun. Not fun. We have the beam scythe.
Fantastic. We love beam scythes.
A powerful close combat beam weapon taken from the Gundam Death Scythe. The beam forms the shape of a scythe blade. It can also be used as a ranged weapon, shooting beams from the shape of the scythe blade, which it uses in the Grave Punisher EX skill. Yep.
Terrible
it has
names.
That too. Oh, assassination, Grave Punisher, and I was like, dear God, what else? What does this mobile suit do?
It's like we don't want to know what else.
I don't.
What else is that? It's dangerous.
That's what it is. We have in its special equipments and features as the Perfect Pack, which is a backpack designed for the Kofi that is based on the G Self's Perfect Pack. It has an AI support system. So, a system designed by Yatsubi Electronic to increase a player's performance by having an AI predict the optimal action in a battle to begin to take place those actions to artificially increase the player's reactions is hidden inside the backpack to avoid detection. That's called cheating.
Yeah.
That's what that's called. It's cheating. Has the traffic fin, so 2 remote control terminals are installed in the upper spoiler of the Perfect Pack. They house the tracker beam mission port, but can also be launched to serve as guided missiles. It has the tractor beam, which is a beam in restricting enemies' movements by interfering with its control system. We have the photon torpedo. So a large round crystal containing antimatter sits on the top of the base of the Perfect Pack, which may release minute purple crystals of minute. Yeah. What the hell? Why does it say it's just minute?
It's spelled the same.
Stupid. Minute purple crystals of antimatter. Portions of any object touched by these proton torpedoes is eliminated due to cold pair annihilation. The light generated from this time can be absorbed as proton energy, causing the code Phi Perfect Pack to regenerate armor over time.
Fantastic.
Flashbacks, PTSD here. It has an assault mode. The 2 large thrusters on the Perfect Pack's movable arms can shift into an assault mode where they function as large high-output beam cannons.
Fantastic.
Tell me this mobile suit is not overpowered when it's overpowered.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Stupid. So it does have some special attacks. So obviously it has a Grave Punisher. So the Kofi makes 3 sweeping slashes through the air, each one launching a projectile beam blade at the target, the first 2 vertical along the ground, the third angled across the air. Each blade strikes with enough force to knock the target down. Yeah, that sucked. Assassination. The Code Phi pulls the sabers from its collar and charges at the target, executing a series of swooping slashes from the sides. It can circle around it from behind, stabbing the target in the lower back and both sabers simultaneously, and holds them there for a moment, only to yank them out again to an explosive effect.
Of course.
And then Phi Combination. Only available with the Perfect Pack equipped, the Code Phi activates the tractor beam to lock down the target, then raises its palms in the iconic G-Self pose as it deploys photon torpedo particles. It then races to the target, showering them with the particles before swooping away, taking aim with the Perfect Pack cannons and firing. So you get immobiled, then you get attacked by these minute crystal torpedoes, and then you get hit with another rounds of beam cannons.
Fantastic. No notes.
No, it's not fantastic. It sucks. I hated this fight. Hated it.
No notes.
Thank God, I guess, for people who haven't played this game, you don't have to worry about having PTSD like me, because this game doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
With its history, so the Kofi was built by Touma Eisen sometime after he transferred to the Gokusad High School. Is used by Touma during the inter-high school tournament, but he is defeated by the protagonist in the finals, obviously. Touma would also occur another loss against the protagonist in the following Winter Cup. Because he can't lose, because he can't win against me.
Right.
And for preparation for the next year's spring invitational, the Kofi is given a tune-up by Yoshiba Electronic, the sponsors of Gokusad High School's Gunpla Club, which included the addition of a customized Perfect Pack. The tune-up, in reality, was a support AI developed by Yoshiba Electronic to support the player, and using it made Touma uneasy. Well, yeah, because it's not his skill anymore. It's like aim assist.
Yeah,
Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not.
kind of is.
And then, although Touma was able to defeat the protagonist in practice by using Yosuba Electronics AI support installed in the code fee, Touma's pride precluded him from using the AI during the official tournament, as he lost against the protagonist in the finals for the third time. The code fee was repossessed by Yosuba Electronic to protect their AI support from being exposed. Yeah, I wonder why. If you were, caught cheating, it'd look pretty bad, wouldn't it? For both the high school and the company. And then for notes and trivia, so while the animation model was mostly resembles the basic G Self, the final in-game model skews closer to the G Self Perfect Pack, such as featuring the additional armor and photon batteries on its shoulders. It differs from all three, however, in the widespread addition of the glowing trim of elements on its armor, the numerous armor panels, such as the skirt boxes and main bodies of the traffic fins, being made to glow as well. Whether these additional photon batteries are further decoration callback to the Banshee or both is unclear. In Gundam Breaker Mobile, players may tame the parts of the gunpla by playing in the free missions on hard difficulty, where they have a very low chance to drop as rewards. And much like any gacha game, the percentage is terrible.
Of course.
The code fee would receive an upgrade based on the G-Self's Perfect Pact in the version at 2.3 update. Then on December 28th, 2022, the Perfect Pack version of the unit was made available in the regular and premium event capsule banners with a drop rate of 0.043% for the former and 0.217% for the latter. The regular is terrible. Premium event capsule is a little bit better, but you're still not over 1%. I don't know gacha like percentages, but I know percentages, and that sucks.
Roughly, yeah, that's average for a gacha, I'd say.
Dear God.
For a rare thing on a gacha.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll take your word for it. So, depending on the mission, the Gunpla's AI pilot may use Flint Osnos, seen in a challenge from Ono or Athranzala story and free missions. In version 1.3 of the game, the Gunpla features Touma's voice lines in place of the AI pilots in the free missions until the version 1.4 update, where they get replaced with the AIs again, which made no sense. It's whatever. I don't know. So, yeah. There you go. That's the first two Gunpla of his. Cool things. But let's take our mid-break, thank our listeners, and go over some awesome reviews and comments, and we'll be right back.
It's a Gundam!
All right, here, welcome to the mid-break, where we talk about everything with Gundam that has nothing to do with the lore of it. So here we want to thank all of our amazing listeners. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show and listening to the show. And if you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/GundamLoreCast, where you can get ad-free episodes or even join us once a month on the show itself. You can also leave us ratings and reviews on Apple and Spotify. Leave 5-star review on Apple with some words or a nice Spotify comment. We'll read it out loud next time on the show, which we do have an Apple podcast review from GB4Fan78-2. I first off love the name, because GB4 means Gundam Breaker 4, and 78-2 is the RX-78. 5 stars, love it! Exclamation points galore. Great show. Wondering if you could make a G-Quicks episode. Ooh, we haven't gone over the G-Quicks.
We hadn't, because when we talked about it last
First
time...
off, G-Quicks. It's G-Quicks.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. It's G-Quicks.
Yeah, because, well, when it came out, we were in the middle of the mobile suit season, but there was still... Like,
really,
it was
an ongoing show. Yeah, there wasn't much
new.
info on it yet. So, yeah, now we can actually do a show on that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yes. We could in the future. And then, God, my God, of Spotify. So here is from. I'm sorry if I butcher your name. Cadelerol, I think how you say it. I'm sorry if I butcher your name. Didn't know there was a Formula Gundam. Super cool. Being a huge F1 fan. Keep up the good work. And that was back on our F91. And then again on the Dianthus like our last week's episode. Finally caught up. Love the gunpla episode. Wanted to ask. I want to start hosting gunpla build parties just to hang out with people building and painting their kits to do. Do you think people will be interested in this? Haven't heard of any near me, but would have an ad for one in New York and would like to try one in my area. Have a great day. Keep up the great work. I mean, yeah, I mean, that might be fun. I mean, it depends. Gunpla is Gundam in general is popular as a whole.
Yes.
Gunpla building, I would say, is
a little more niche.
A little more niche because it's actual gun, like, model kit building.
Models, yeah.
So it's going to be a little bit more niche. So it depends. I would ask around in your area, like if you work in like a more of a social environment, like a retail store or restaurant, and get people's opinions or something like that.
Check or even out go if you've got like hobby shops.
Yes, go to hobby shops, go to game stores or comic stores or something like that. Ask around for them, getting their opinions. That would be a good point to do. Then we have Steinthor on our Unicorn Gundam episode saying, sounds like the unicorn has Garn Largan levels of power. Yes. Yes, it does.
Kinda does, yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
And then the Turn A, they also comment saying, using Earth's life force? So a Genki Dama. Oh my god, yeah, it is a Genki Dama.
Yeah.
See, Gundam takes a lot of references from other stuff.
It does, or did they get it from Gundam?
Good point. Very good point. It depends on when it was made, I guess.
It depends on which one most of the time.
And then also on last week's episode, Car EXE, super cool pod, definitely interesting gunpla stuff. Would y'all ever do a special deep dive into the White Base or Armada? Be interesting but long episode. Ooh, I didn't think of that's something. Yeah, we could do bases. I never thought about doing bases. We could do that for a full season.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's a lot. We could do the Armada. We can do the White Base. We could do the Ptolemaeus from Celestial Beam from 00. We could do what's the one in Seed? Oh God, it's a copy of the White Base.
It is, but
it's a straight copy.
Is that the Argama?
Is that? Yeah, I think that is.
Are we dumb?
Are we, yeah, is that the Argama? I think I might be dumb.
No, that's in Zeta. What? Oh my god, what is it in?
Oh my god. Oh god, it's on the my tongue too. Oh god.
The Archangel class.
Archangel.
What is it called?
Archangel. It's called the Archangel. That's what it's called.
Because it's like the first one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then from Steinthor, again, back on our Ramafeller episode in Factions. You're going to get a kick out of this.
Fantastic.
Please do a Digimon podcast.
I love that. I love it.
Oh my god! If I had more time, I would totally do that.
Funny enough, we did just talk about this on our Dragon Ball pod last week.
Oh shit, we did.
Finding the time for it is very...
It's very difficult.
Hard. It's hard enough to figure out time for the two that I'm on, let alone all the ones that Ben is doing.
Yeah. I do. Yeah, I would love to do Digimon because I I got back into watching Digimon Beat Break because I was so far behind, and there's over like 20 some episodes now. The last episode I watched was episode 6. So yeah,
Yikes.
there's a lot to catch up on. And then I actually started replaying Digimon Time Story or Time Stranger because I completely got lost in track and completely forgot where I was at, so I restarted. So what you do with games. So started replaying that now, which I love Digimon. I love it so much. We're getting a new Digimon game. Actually get 2 Digimon games this year. We get Digimon Allison, which was announced last year, which is for the Digimon TCG game. And it's using the storyline of Digimon Liberator, which is the webtoon comic for the TCG. And then they just announced during Digimon Con a couple weeks ago that we're getting a new mobile game called Digimon Up, which is essentially, it's a mobile Tamagotchi Digimon game.
No.
What do you mean no? It's
Because
on your phone, and you don't have to worry about.
I can't have my Digimon die.
No, I don't think it's going to be like. I don't think it's going to be a 1-for-1 on the Tamagotchi.
It's going to be like a Tamagotchi thing. My Digimon will be dead.
It's like in the Tamagotchi sprites, but it looks like you'll be able to digivolve them in their usual evolution lines. Typically, I think. I don't know. It was just announced. There's still not a whole lot of info on it. But it's essentially a digital Tamagotchi for Digimon. But hey, it's using the actual really good animation and pixels for the Digimon. It's not just using the standard sprites. So there's that. And then Time Stranger is getting a major expansion next year, which is unheard of for Bandai games. Normally, Bandai games only get 1 year of DLC.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And then
AKA GB4, which it should have had more. I'm sorry, GB4 should have had a second season. GB4 should have a second season, but because the Time Stranger has so much love and support, they're doing more DLC for it. That's what happens when you have a successful game and you update all your mechanics for modern gameplay, add English dialogue, aka voiceover, and have a good demo. The demo helped it tremendously. And more people got into Digimon because of the demo.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, and we should just keep going on with Gundam because I'll just sit here and talk about Digimon all day. That's what I was
Hey, it sounds like some of the fans are here for that.
Apparently. I don't know where I would make the time for it and who I would co-host with. Hey, Jesse, want to do another show? Somehow.
He's asking a lot. Yeah, somehow.
Somehow magically make that happen. We'll see. Who knows? I don't know.
Force Steven and Kadojo to join us.
Say what?
Force Steven and Kadojo to join us. It'll be a 4-person just. I think Dragon Ball gets off the rails.
Yeah, if you think Dragon Ball gets off the rails, just wait till Digimon because oh my god!
Add a 4th person.
Well, just the lore of Digimon is
that too, but I was
crazy.
saying add a 4th host.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you really want 2-hour episodes,
we do a panel.
Have 4 people. I mean, we
get close to it with 3 of us.
Yep, and most of my Patreon episodes are an hour and a half long on Final Fantasy. So, news-wise, they did drop a PV for something called Celestial Being for Gundam, which was, I don't know if you saw that today.
That I did not see today.
Though it did say April Fools. It did have hashtag April Fools, so I don't know if it's going to be. It wasn't like an official animation by Sunrise, so
it's not April Fools till tomorrow, so I don't know. We'll see.
For us, it's already April Fools in Japan.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So, I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm logging on to the news.
There wasn't a ton on here. I did find some unhinged news for you guys, though. This time.
Oh
Up
boy.
For pre-order, Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway boxer briefs.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You can get one is the fake Mafty's mask, and the other one has Fortune the cat all over it.
Yeah.
And the waistband says Fortune a bunch of times.
Oh, And for SD Gundam G Generations for the first anniversary, which is the roadmap was announced, and starting tomorrow, as of us recording, so April 1st for us in the US. It's already happened in Japan, I believe. But they're adding the second part of Gundam Mobile Suit Gundam 00, as well as adding Mobile Suit Gundam Wing Endless Waltz, which is really cool. And then they're also adding Gundam NT later in May. Also, Thunderbolts is being added in May. And then in June, they're adding Cross Dimension, which I have no idea what that one is, and Stargazer.
Yeah, I recognize the name Cross Dimension, but I don't know.
Right.
I don't remember what it is.
But they're adding a bunch of Endless Waltz and 00 mobile suits finally, and then also part of there's a first anniversary pool that you can do to get the Endless Wing Endless Waltz version, as well as I believe that is the 00 Quanti, if I'm not mistaken.
Cross Dimension was a game on Super Famicom.
Oh dear God.
Based on the first follows the story of Amuro Ray in the Gundam trilogy, the Gundam movie trilogy. Blah, blah, general minimal dialogue and infrequent animated cutscenes. And most of the emphasis is on Char, because duh.
All right.
Second half of the game is an original story.
Oh, interesting. Well, that's cool. And then,
it's an original story after the death of Dharma.
And they did confirm that they're adding Blue Destiny side story to the history stages.
Nice.
Which is awesome, because Blue Destiny is great.
That's fair.
They're adding a lot of stuff to G Generations. It's great. It's awesome. And yeah. Oh, and let me go to their Twitter page real quick and see the oh no. Well, that sucks. Apparently, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced was canceled.
Boo.
That's what I'm saying. I actually was hoping for that game.
That's very unrelated to anything we're talking about, but boo them for that.
Right. Was it on the official count? I don't think it was on the official count where this animation was. I think it was part of a different thing.
I do not know, actually.
Anyway. Alright, well. Anyway, let's get back into more of Touma's Gunpla. Alright, so now we're coming in with this third mobile suit, which is the Gundam Livelance Heaven. So, this Gunpla appears in the ONIA Gunpla Breaker Battle Log, Gundam Breaker Mobile, as well as Gundam Breaker 4, because this is a mobile suit you can get in-game, and you actually face Touma with the Ryu, who is the protagonist, and Sana, who is the heroine of the game, of Breaker Mobile. So
you can also get a Gunpla of this, because I have it.
Yes. This is also, all of the Gundam Breaker Battle Log suits were actually made in a Gunpla, but not all the original Gundam Breaker Mobile suits were made in the Gunpla, which is a miss, in my opinion. They should have totally made official suits for that, and that, honestly, if they did that, it probably would have propped up the game more, in my opinion.
Agreed.
And it would probably still be going on. So, based primarily on Gundam Death Scythe Hell, this Gunpla is customized with a design and color palette reminiscent of an angel, the opposite of the original's God of Death motif. When deployed, the active cloak now resembles six-winged Saragrum, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Its armaments include a Mega Sonic Cannon, so located in the Livelance Heavens Adaman, it can fire a destructive high-caliber mega particle beam that is capable of disintegrating a mobile suit with a single shot. This component is taken from the Gundam Visago. Visago? Is that how you say that?
Okay.
Visago? Yeah, because that's from Gundam X. We have the beam lance. So this is a versatile spear for close combat. It does emit a powerful beam blade from its head and can also fire beam shots from its tip. It has 3 different modes: rod mode, lance mode, and scythe mode, which is pretty cool, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And then we have the Buster Rifle. So the same powerful beam rifle used by the Enzian. It is carried over to the Livelance Heaven by Rendo Kuzunoha after she was given the gunpla. It is based on the Wing Gundam's Buster Rifle and is capable of firing either a narrow beam or huge beam cannon, like blast, capable of destroying multiple enemies in one shot. Which is also a weapon you can use in Apex right now.
It is.
So
it's scary. It's
It is.
absolutely terrifying when you have one aimed at you.
It's like, what's this red? Oh, dear God.
It's like, oh no.
He's like, I'm screwed. And then going into its special equipment and features, has the active cloak, so special armor equipment that allows the gunpla to absorb an opponent's radar waves, but also deflects beam weaponry. Its structure is different from those of the base unit, opening up to give it a silhouette of 6 wings spreading. Oh my God. It's Ophanimon.
Kinda. Yeah. Kinda.
Is Ophanimon what's the other, what's Patamon's equivalent? That's because that's Gatamon's equivalent of Omega. Trying to remember what Patamon's version is.
Something Angemon.
No, there's Magna Angemon, but it's his evolution. It's one of his digivolutions. Serafimon. That's what it is. Serafimon. That he's the one with 6 wings. So and then it has these.
Magna Angemon has 6 wings.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh. Normally, oh. Yeah. It's been a while since I looked at him.
I was looking at it right now. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Well, all right, cool. And then it has the Zero system. So this special system built into both forearms is a system used to achieve complete victory to give the gunpla fighter an immense amount of information that can overwhelm an average fighter. Again, pretty cool. Uses obviously a lot of wing-inspired stuff.
Yeah.
And going into its history, so Touma Eisen built this custom gunpla after his Kofi Perfect Pact was confiscated by Yotsuba Electric following his loss to the Spring Invitational. Touma spent a period of time playtesting new gunpla and decided to build something based off the Gundam Death Scythe, or Gundam Death Scythe Hell. He debuts this gunpla at GB Fest, and along with his former classmates at Sokai Academy, Touma is one of the key players who participates in ending Marhara's rebellion and restoring order to GB Fest. After GB Fest, Touma would use the experience to gain with battling with the Live Life Heaven to build the Coda Sora. When asked about it, Touma stated that the Gundam Live Life Heaven was too much for him and claims to have sealed it away. Touma would give the Live Life Heaven to Rendo Kuzunoha the day before the All Japan Championship quarterfinals, and Rendo would repaint it in her purple and white color scheme overnight. Though she would continue to wield her Buster Rifle, Rendo would use the Livelance Heaven to battle Touma in the quarterfinals, but would be defeated by him. There you go. Pretty cool. Yeah. And then he brings it back out of being sealed away, which in GB4, which is weird that they didn't use the code Sora.
Yeah.
And just use the most version of it. Because the other characters, the Ryu uses the Helios, which is an updated version that he created from the Arius, and then Sana, funny enough, ditches the Valkyrie, which honestly I would have loved to have that gunpla in GB4. But she ditches that to create the Strike Freedom Perfect or the Perfect
Yeah.
Strike Freedom. So it's the Freedom Gundam with the Perfect Pack, essentially. So
Yeah, I don't understand
I don't know why they did that. It's weird. But
the choice, but
some notes and trivia. The Gunpla's name is also the opposite wordplay to the base unit's name. So live equals death, lance equals scythe, heaven equals hell. So he
yeah.
just name swaps it, which makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
But it's a really cool mobile suit. Not gonna lie. And then we get into his last mobile suit, which is the Code Sora. So this also appears in Gundam Breaker Mobile. So this is a highly customized gunpla built by Touma when he takes the lessons learned from his time spent with the Gundam Livelance Heaven. The Code Sora discards many of the balanced design concepts of the Gundam Livelance Heaven in favor of something that suited Touma's fighting style exclusively. So moving into its armaments, we have the head of Vulcan, which are dual-headed mounted Vulcans that deal damage to opponents. It has a beam saber. The Code Sora stores 2 beam sabers on a recharge rack on its backpack. Has the beam lance, like its predecessor. The Code Sora carries a large beam lance for melee combat and also capable of acting as a beam rifle, firing beams from the tip. It has a shield, so a large physical shield held on the left arm. So that's it. So not too much there. Its special equipment and features, though, it has a thruster pod. So the thruster pod is an extended arm, is mounted on each of the Code Sora's legs. When activated, the pod extends from the calves and unfolds, producing 3 beam fins, each in a manner reminiscent to the F-91 Gundam radiator fins. This configuration allows the Code Sora to freely hover in the air, which is kind of cool, actually. The fins can be used as melee weapons, though their nature as flight-sustaining propulsion limits their ability to attack directly compared to purely offensive subarms. Rather, they are utilized more like beam wings by sweeping with the legs out to rake the target or rotating the suit during flight. Just to let y'all know, I never got this far in the game. Because it got immensely hard and then they killed it. So, there
Fair
you
enough.
go. It does have some special attacks. It has Cougar Rush. Take as you will. The Code Sora draws both sabers out of its sides and then makes a wide overhand swipe at the target with each. It then sweeps out its legs while turning to rake the target with each thruster pod fins, using the momentum to land a final sweep with both sabers. It has Sky Jumper. The Code Sora holds its beam lance to the side and boosts into the air. At the apex of its jump, it moves hold the lance in an underhand grip, bracing the left hand atop the pommel, and then drives back to the ground, plunging the lance into its target. So it's a Dragoon jump.
Yep.
That's essentially what that is. If
Yep.
anybody knows Final
100%.
Fantasy, this is a Dragoon jump. And then it has
100%.
Then it has Down to Heaven. The Code Sora activates its thruster pods and fires towards the target, sweeping the target with his beam fins as it hovers and bobs back and forth. After a few passes, it executes a somatic twirl, finishing with a hovering pose above the down target. So, there you go. And then, with its history, the Code Sora was built by Touma Eisen in the month following Amahara's rebellion at GB Fest. Having poured all of his skill into the Gundam Livelance Heaven, he created a machine that could handle any situation and remain competitive with both rival Ryusei Fudo and the emerging support AI Doppers alike. And Ryusei is the main character, your protagonist, your character that you play as in Gundam Breaker Mobile. However, the Livelance Heaven demonstrated abilities Touma felt he could not handle, as well as clashing with elements of his style. Ultimately, he sealed it away and built the Code Sora as a more compatible replacement. Having witnessed Takuma Nagishuji's talents and awakening ability firsthand, he sought to close the gap between them as well as Ryuso. Oh. Takuma, by the way, is the main protagonist you play as in GB3 and Gundam Breaker 3. AKA, he's also the Meister in GB4.
Yeah.
Same character, by the way. You wouldn't know that in GB4 if you didn't play GB3. No. Or and watch Gundam Battle or Gundam Battle Battlelog, a Gundam Breaker Battlelog. You wouldn't know that at all, which is very unnerving to me. Like, why add this stuff into the story if people never got to play it at all? Period.
Yeah,
you can totally tell they cater to the Japanese audience over the overseas market.
Fair enough.
So, which I understand. It is a Japanese-based series, so I get it.
Yeah.
So Code Sora saw its first use in gunpla battles to settle trivial disputes between Touma and his friends, such as the apportionment of yakisoba during a day on the beach, or the right to a hug from Ryusei to gain some of his luck. After latter won a New Year's tournament and was declared the lucky man. You're only lucky because you have Shauna. You have a girl who loves you. That's why you're lucky. Anyway. Going into its notes and trivia, the naming and design of the Code Sora was inspired by fake concept art drawn by Akira Akimen Yasuda at the request of Gundam. Oh God, it's Gundam. It's the G project. Gundam Reconquista and G, whatever that is.
Reconquista.
I can never say it right. By the producer, funny enough. This dummy art would be substituted to cover up the actual concept art of the Gundam G self, hanging in Tomina's office during filming the advertisement in the summer of 2013. Because the ad would be aired on Sky Perfect TV, the dummy Gundam would be nicknamed the Sky Gundam. Because of this deception, the Sky Gundam design is often mistaken for an actual early concept of the G self. And that's all we got for Touma's mobile suits, because that's all he used is those four.
Yeah.
He didn't create any others compared to the other two. But pretty cool things. I really wish. I mean, Livelance Heaven you can get as a gunpla kit. You can get the Helios as a gunpla kit. Same as the Perfect Freedom or Perfect Strike Freedom. Give me an Arius, please. Give me an Arius mobile suit gunpla kit, and I would love it and buy it. Don't tell me I have to go all the way to Japan to go to the Gundam Museum to specifically have the suit created. I will hurt you.
I mean,
I know you.
Not until there's tequila.
I know you'll do the same thing for tequila if you have the chance. Like,
yeah, but
hey, fans, if you want to send us to Japan and experience this stuff for your amusement and for our awesomeness, and be able for us to go to the Gundam Museum and create our own Gundam kits, please and thank you.
And I really do want to go back to Happy Pancake.
I've never been outside the U.S., so I have no idea.
There's just so much.
Hey Jim, friend of the pod, hook us up. Be great. I know you're working on Trapped into Dating Sim season 2 finally. I know you're working on that now.
Yes.
Finally, it finally got announced. Which is so awesome because shit, that anime came out almost 2 years ago, if not longer.
Yeah, been a while.
Heck, he's already working on a new project for Wistoria, and that anime ended last year.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So it's awesome. He's a great person, and I love his work.
Yeah, love that.
Awesome.
Love that guy.
So, do you have any final thoughts on any of Touma's mobile suits? besides the ones that resemble Wing, because we all know that you love Gundam Wing.
I do love Gundam Wing. I do love.
It doesn't have angel wings.
Livelance.
I'm sorry.
Livelance kind of does.
Nah, it's true. It kind of does. It's just not the wings that you would want.
It's fine. We'll talk about Flugel soon enough, I'm sure.
Dear God. Yes, next episode is the Tall Geese Flugel. No, I'm kidding. It's not. I don't have next week's
It's not. It's not because Ben doesn't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about that mobile suit.
Ben doesn't want to acknowledge it exists.
I don't like wings. I don't like angel wings, like legitimate angel wings on a robot mobile suit.
They're still made
Doesn't
of
make
metal.
sense. It still
an
doesn't make
aesthetic
sense. It's whatever. Anyway, everybody, thank you again for listening to the Gundam Lorecast, and remember, pilots, stay safe out there. Thank you for listening to the Gundam Lorecast. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, the Ben and Friends Podcasting Discord, where you can share how you got into the Gundam series, and you can even find us on Twitter at Gundam Lorecast, and even email us at gundamlorecast@outlook.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.